Right, so Jennifer has joined me again for Joy News Interactive. Welcome once again, Jennifer.
Thank you, Israel.
All right, so let's get to know a bit about yourself since this is the first time you're appearing on Joy News Prime. I know you're a student.
Yes.
What are you studying, by the way?
I'm studying communications at the Department of Communications at University of Ghana.
Yeah, and you intern here.
Yes, I'm interning here and occasionally hosting Joy News Interactive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Really? Oh, thank you. Thank you. If I wasn't so dark, you'd see the blush.
All right. Let's go ahead. What's coming up?
Well, hi, welcome to the interactive segment on Joy News Prime. As always, this is the part of the show where we get to hear from you. You can find us on social media on facebook.com/Joy News on TV, on Twitter at Joy News on TV, and our WhatsApp number is 0560-800,000. And please remember to add your name and location when sending your messages, especially to our WhatsApp platform. Now let's get started. It's the day after the Ghana at 59 brochure fiasco, and that's all everyone is talking about. The Information Services Department has come out categorically to state that they are in no way responsible for these errors. But if that's the case, who can we hold responsible? We took a stroll through the streets of Accra to find out what you think about all of this.
I think that is quite unpardonable, looking at the nature of the error made in that particular brochure. I think for occasions like this is a state occasion, and we should not compromise on quality and excellent delivery. That I think the officials involved should have done due diligence, gone through the whole thing to be sure that every information provided was accurate before even coming out. It's a shame for us, a nation like this, and on the 59th birthday of independence, and we have such a huge mistake, unpardonable mistake made. I think it's quite unfortunate, and I was ashamed. I was ashamed being a Ghanaian celebrating. I was at the Independence Square myself, and when I saw, I was just seriously ashamed. I wish I never even had opportunity to see that.
Then that is a serious blunder, which shouldn't have happened before. Because normally there should be somebody who should read over the scripts before they are published. So it was an error, a serious error.
I think it was very bad for the country, and it shows the true state of the nation. Everything is in a mess. People don't, they don't care about the ordinary people. They don't care about the people they are going to speak to. You just present this in front of these dignitaries, and it was shameful. And it shows the country is in a mess.
I think the mistake is quite unpardonable, considering the fact that it was handled by government agencies.
I think somebody should be held responsible. Even in our workplaces, when you are given a responsibility and you drop the ball, it's either you come out to claim responsibility and take responsibility for it. And so, in the same way, there were people who were in charge of those things, and certainly they should be held responsible.
Mean that the celebration, though we enjoy everything, but there are little things that I think maybe we need to, update or develop on it, so that it will help our future generation who are rather coming.
Okay, so those are some of the views of people concerning the Ghana at 59 brochure brouhaha,
exactly.
as it's been called.
You say, but we've come from a certain position up to where we find ourselves now. So I like to take us through the viewers through how it all transpired, and it started off this morning with the head of operations at the Information Services Department saying that, because yesterday there was a statement, an apology statement coming from the ISD signed by the acting director. And then this morning we had the head of operations. She's posted on Facebook, and she said, so this is where it came up. She's Barima Osei Asare. She says, And it was as a result of something that Ohiming had posted. Ohiming had posted. It says, Ohiming, you sure do not know what you're talking about. ISD has done nothing wrong, and it was because they were attributing the gaffe to them. And then she comes back again here. So a number of comments. Then she comes back again and says, Information Services Department has done nothing. Why anybody would choose to run down a whole organization, set up and tread the integrity of tested professionals eludes me. ISD had nothing to do with the brochure. So this was a statement that was put out earlier. And Ohiming was saying that I think officials of Ghana's Information Services Department are in the month of apology. They should apologize again for using the taxpayers' money on letterheads to apologize over a mistake they did on March 6, 2016. So this was the reaction of Jemima Osei Asare. And if you look at her intro here, or her bio here on Facebook, she's head of operations at Information Services Department. She studied computer science, BSc Business Administration at KNUST, and obviously she wasn't amused that they were made to take the fall for this the independence brochure gaffe, which apparently there were some quite serious and grievous gaffes in there. So it was after this, it started off this way, and then we heard that the staff were protesting at the Information Services Department, and then the director had to come in to, backtrack essentially. Let's listen to what the director had to say.
Also ask you questions. Addressing you and I'll resume my seat. I wouldn't take it.
Okay, we are ready.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as Acting Director for the Information Services Department, I issued a press release yesterday apologizing to His Excellency the President and members of the National Planning Committee and the good people of Ghana at large for all the inadequacies that was realized in the brochures. You understand? As ISD, I assume full responsibility for the content, and that is what my statement said. Now, I issued the statement in my capacity as the acting director of ISD, and again as the chair of the communications subcommittee. After meeting with my colleagues, with deliberations, I have acknowledged that I should have issued it in my capacity as the chair for the communications subcommittee.
Right, so that was the director, and he eventually comes back to say that, well, it has to do with the communications bureau of the Flagstaff House. They handle.
So there was a lot of back and forth, and self-correcting.
So okay, so we had some. I posted this on Facebook, and I shared. It was shared here on the Joy News Facebook page. And Bakari Gideon, he was saying he quoted exactly what was in there. It says. Right, so let's go to Mahama Baz. Another error again in an apology letter meant for an error in the Independence Day brochure. So they saw this almost, Samuel Obeng says, we are our own enemies. We publish the error for the world to see. Now that they have seen, we will come back and say BBC and Kenyan media is making fun of us. That is Ghana's media for you. Hold on, Samuel. Now, the president of Kenya was here, and he had a brochure, and there were pressmen and journalists who came from across the world to witness the Ghana 59 Independence Day parade. So it is not us putting it out there. They already have it. We didn't have to put it out there for them.
We are simply the messengers. We're the messengers.
What are some of the comments coming on WhatsApp?
Well, Emmanuel from Kumasi is saying it's only in this country that we pay people to talk, but we do not pay them to act in the correct way. This is a clear indication. In fact, the mistakes are becoming one too many and is soiling the reputation of this country. Another one here from Aziz Isaka in Wai says, nothing about President Mahama in this country is ever done to perfection. Are you surprised? And good people of Ghana, we should not even worry about that. Another message here from Agbe from Damba in the Volta region says, the Ministry of Information should be on their toes next time. And another one here from Mystical from Tamale says, I think someone should be held responsible for that mistake. Speaking of people being held responsible, we still asked you on the street what you thought were the possible consequences for those responsible should face for this mistake.
True. I mean, whoever was in charge must be dealt with. That's it. Then the next time they will do something better.
And I don't think that it is enough with the apology that has been rendered, but I think something has to be done, and it should not be, tolerated. It shouldn't happen again in our subsequent, events like that.
Some people must, some heads must roll, definitely. And I hear the man has given an apology, but I don't think it's enough. Some things need to be done.
Normally we try to accuse, you see, but moreover, we should rather put our head together because no one is perfect in everything. Therefore, whereby you see things that are not going on right, it is better to rather advise rather than criticizing.
In view of it being a national issue, I think that it's an issue that should not just be left out there just like any other issue that has happened in the past. So yeah, it should be dealt with that respect.
Well, maybe because it's the serious nature of it, they should be fired.
So judging from these passionate responses, we can see that this is definitely an issue that we'll talk about in subsequent editions. But let's move along to another very important event. Today is International Women's Day, a day set aside. Oh, sorry, Izzy, this is for women's only. I mean, you know we love you, but this one's for us. 24
Enjoy
hours.
your day.
Thank you very much. And as I was saying, this is a day set aside to celebrate the achievements of women in their various fields. We were curious about what you thought about the most inspirational women in your life.
There are two women I admire. That's my mom and my girlfriend. Oh, because they are special to me.
Yeah, I would say my mom. Because my mom she's the definition of a virtuous woman. She's one when she's actually late, blessed memory. But why she was, the few times we had that bond, my mom was one person who was like a mentor to me. She was one woman who taught me how to be a better man, how to become responsible, how to fear God, how to love and how to respect, how to become a better husband in the future.
She's the woman I admire most in life because she made me what I am today. Even the school I am today, I never thought of being there, but through her I'm there. So, my mom.
I think I actually admire my mom. Why? Because she's my role model. In fact, she's a very hardworking woman, and she takes people that are not her kids as her own. Like, she's very caring and a lot of things.
Mostly, I would like to appreciate my mother for the love she has shown to me ever since I was born, from my infancy. I quite remember there was a time I had nothing on me. That was back in school, and I think money, a bit of cloth somewhere, she had to sacrifice that to settle my school bills. And with that, I am what I am today. So if I'm being given the opportunity to appreciate a special woman in my life, then I'll give that recommendation to my mother.
So those were some of the views from people.
And everybody else was just talking, I mean, the mothers tend to be trending, everybody saying mothers. But it's true, I mean, if you ask me, the most influential woman in my life would be my woman, my mom.
Because your woman is your mom.
Yeah, because my mom, and it's not very difficult to tell why. I learned so much from her when it comes to business. A lot of things, a lot of technologies I learned in business I actually picked from her, and it was simply because she spoke that kind of language, and I heard and I tried to understand what it meant, and she explained them to me. And she ran a cottage business that I was a part of And I learned something from her too. I mean, she opened things up to me. She spoke to me about lots of things, and I picked up a lot from her, and she's made me who I am, actually.
Yeah, and you know, obviously your mom has done an exceptional job with you. I mean, as you
Otherwise,
can see.
I'd have been...
Yeah, we all know where you would have been. We also went and asked you, I'll come back to you and ask you this question as well, if there was anything you could change about the women in your life. And we also asked a couple of women if there was anything they would like to change about themselves.
All right.
I can actually change something like the way I react when I'm angry. I'm actually a tough girl when I'm angry, actually. So I have to change that part of me. It's really a bad attitude. Most of my male friends have left me because of it. So I have to change that part of me.
I've not really thought of that. But what will I change? I don't think there is anything, honestly.
One thing I want to change about a woman, I don't think there's anything I want to change. She was so perfect. I wish she was more alive. That's the only thing. Bring her back to life. That's the only thing I want to change.
Oh, I mean, the special woman in my life, that would be her living. Maybe getting her a very good place to stay. Yeah, in terms of accommodation.
My mom, nothing. She's just perfect the way she is. And my girlfriend, yeah, she's cool. That's why I love her like that.
No, I'm surprised. I was hoping that they were going to say, I mean, for the women especially, you should be talking about wishing that your cramps would disappear.
I mean, I think at a stage for all women, we just kind of say, okay, this is it. This is just it for me.
No, because I had conversations with
I'm just going to accept it, take my painkillers.
I had conversations with women, and they were talking about, yes, I wish we didn't have to labor, you know, during childbirth. I wish we didn't have to, you know, they had lots of wishes. Anyway.
So you're surprised?
Yeah.
So if you were a woman, what would you change? Obviously, cramps. You said it. Let's take.
All right. So there's a trending photo.
Yes.
It's been trending. Let's take a look at that trending photo. That's it. And you see that? You see that? So the photo actually
has vanished.
Okay, so it's back.
Okay,
so
photo has come back.
The photo actually has, you know, former President Jerry John Rawlings on one side with a wife, Nana Akufo-Addo John Rawlings, and former President Kufuor. And former President Kufuor and Rawlings' wife are engaged in a hearty chat. And former President Rawlings is not amused at all.
Why is he looking so grumpy? Why?
I don't know.
Why is he looking so?
Are you hitting on my woman?
You know. And he's just milking it up.
Cool,
he's enjoying
like
himself.
that. Smooth operator.
Much.
All right. That's it for Journey's Interactive. Jennifer, thank you very much for joining me for Journey's Interactive. All right, so that's it for Joy News Interactive, and that's it for the bulletin, actually, for Joy News Prime. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com, where we have all the stories of the day, the big stories of the day. My name is Ezra Live, and thank you for watching.